You do know that I'm not going to be making no YouTube videos on Saturday or Sunday because I'm going to be at my new job on Saturday and Sunday. So you're not going to be getting no YouTube videos in the next 2 to 3 days. Now, for the people who are happy that the Minnesota Vikings upset the New Orleans Saints last week in last Sunday's football game, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is, congratulations, Minnesota Vikings. You knocked off a super powered football team. That's 2 years in a row that the New Orleans Saints lost, and we won't be seeing them in no Super Bowl. I mean, this year is worse than last year. Now, here's the thing, because I know there's going to be someone coming in the comment section laughing and player hating because I said I wanted to see the Saints win, and someone put a disrespectful comment that I deleted and blocked them. Like, I didn't have a problem with them saying the New Orleans Saints are going to lose the football game and the Vikings going to win. That's not what I got rid of the comment for. What I got rid of it for is because you decided you wanted to take a shot at me and say something derogatory. Now, here's the thing. I'm saying this to the person that I blocked and to the Minnesota Viking fans. Here's the thing. If you can beat the team, then you should be able to beat the 49ers with no problem. I mean, you should be able to come into San Francisco Bay, whoop the 49ers all good and gravy. You should be able to handle them with no problems. And here's the thing. If you lose to the San Francisco 49ers, I'm not talking to the Minnesota Viking football team. I'm talking to you Minnesota Viking fans. You lose to the San Francisco 49ers Saturday coming up. That game that happened last Sunday, that team, New Orleans, that you knocked off, that will be declared as a fluke. That means you just got lucky and won the football game. So the thing is, if you knock New Orleans off, you should be able to beat the San Francisco 49ers then. Like, you should just be able to come in their house and beat them straight out. And I'm going to tell you why the 49ers are going to win. See, I do believe I believe that the game's going to get so competitive that it might go into an overtime. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are big, they're strong, they're fast, they're very dangerous on defense. I will give the Minnesota Vikings some kind of credit. They're dangerous on defense, especially when the Minnesota Vikings play in Minnesota. It is very hard to beat them in Minnesota. Their defense, dangerous. Now, for the Minnesota Vikings offense, it's up and down, and it's suspect. And it's suspect because I've seen this before, where they upset a football team, and then they go on to the next game, and then you expect the Minnesota Vikings to do the same thing twice, and then they lose to a team that you expect them to beat. So, technically, you're the underdogs, and the underdogs are supposed to what? Beat the champion, right? But there's an old saying, champions always win. So the San Francisco 49ers is an offensive threat. The 49ers, they can play offense, they can play defense. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. They can play on both sides of the football field, and they can win all 4 quarters of a football game. And if the game goes into overtime, they can actually win a game in overtime. The game can go into 2 overtimes, and they can. Now, the quarterback of the 49ers, he's got a very good throwing arm. The guy can run into the end zone. He can go up the middle. He has options. He can throw on the right side. He can throw on the left side. If they have to call timeout before making a field goal kick, he can call timeout. Now, he has options. He doesn't have to just throw the football and be predictable. And the 49ers actually watch film, so they know what they're up against. They know they're going against a hungry Minnesota Viking football team that took out the New Orleans Saints. You took out a former Super Bowl team in New Orleans, and now you're motivated, you're driven to go onto the road and prove to me and the critics and the haters that you can knock off the San Francisco 49er football team. I think the score of this football game straight out is going to be 35-30. That's the score right there. It's going to be 35-30. 49ers, I'm going to give 35 points. I'm going to give Minnesota 30 points. It's not going to be no blowout. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be competitive. If the Minnesota Vikings, I'm about to say this in the video, not to the football team, but to you Minnesota Viking fans who think I'm a player hater. If y'all upset the San Francisco 49ers Saturday, I will buy whoever is a Minnesota Viking fan here in Los Angeles, California, beer with $20 attached to it. So I hope me and you Minnesota Viking fans, not the football team, you fans who think I'm a player hater, I hope we have an understanding. You lose to the 49ers, last week game will be declared as a fluke. You knock off the 49ers and you're a fan of that football team here in California, you will get some beer and a $20 bill on me. See, I have a job now, so if y'all win against the 49ers, I'll buy you some beer with $20 attached to it. You lose to the 49ers, game will be declared as a fluke. Score 35-30.